Union head hockey coach Rick Bennett is in the house tonight. Nice round of applause, if you will, please, for Coach Bennett. We appreciate him coming out tonight. Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming out, and you guys off to a good start. You must be happy with the start to the season so far in your first year as the head coach.
Yeah, so far so good. The guys have been great. It's been a tough schedule to start with so many away games, but the boys have really responded well.
Now you're going to Lake Placid this weekend to take on RPI Saturday at 4 o'clock. But I'm looking at the health of your team right now and some of the injuries, and it sounds like you could be a little depleted this weekend. Where do you stand with that, including your starting goaltender?
Well, I'm going to use some football terms as far as our health. We're questionable as far as our team is concerned. Troy Grosnick, our starting goaltender, as well as Colin Stevens, are a little, under the weather, I guess we'll say. So they're questionable at this point, and Matt and Kyle Bodie are also questionable. Actually, Kyle's actually out, and Matt is still kind of recovering too. So it's not sure there.
All right, so you may have to go with your third guy in the net. How does that affect the team when you got to go to the third guy for goaltending?
Well, it just affects that he hasn't played much at all. So it's going to give him a chance, but he's worked really hard in practice. So you just never know. But it's one of those. It's a little adversity, but I think he's just going to be fine.
Rick, how do you look at a non-league? It does not count in the ECAC standings. How do you look at a matchup like that in Lake Placid against RPI?
You just look at at the next game. It's a game you want wins, and that's what we're in this business for, is to win hockey games. And, it's RPI, which is a big rival, our biggest rival. And anytime we play them, it could be a street hockey game. So the emotions are high.
You got the best of them in a big way a couple of weeks ago at their place. What do you expect out of them on Saturday at 4 o'clock?
I expect them to use their shoulder pads. From the first period, all the way to the third period, and we have to be ready to meet that challenge.
You expect their best shot, don't you? It's almost like they're going to be desperate for a win here with the way their season has gone so far.
Oh, definitely. And I think anybody that you play at any given night in college hockey, and anybody who really follows college hockey across the land, any given night, anybody can beat. And, anybody, and teams like this that are, evenly matched. I know our records don't show it, but we are kind of evenly matched. It's going to be a war out there again.
Rick Bennett with us from Union College. Coach, how about the transition now for you? And for those of you who don't know, Rick was the assistant coach, and as soon as Nate Lehman moved on, they I think immediately within like a 30-minute span, the press release came out that you were the head coach. So obviously you're well thought of at Union College. How has that transition been from assistant coach to head coach?
Well, first and foremost, the transition was pretty seamless. Because the guys in the locker room, you recruited all of them, and so you know what's in that locker room as far as character. And, to accept the job from Jim McLaughlin and President Ainley, I'm very grateful. It was really a snap decision. It was very easy.
Well, I look at your record right now, Coach, and obviously very, very successful here. You're ranked at number 9, number 10 in the country, depending on what poll you want to look at here. You're 7-3-5 overall, 3-2-2 in the ECAC. Tell me about your start, the good, the bad. It doesn't look like there's any ugly right now. It looks like overall you must be pleased with the start of the season.
I guess the ugly would be all the ties.
Yeah, all the ties. That's true. You've had some ties you'd like back. That is true.
But it's the only way you have to look at it in the positive side. It's not losses, and we're going to take those. Some quality wins in there. It was kind of fun to get those, and just the overall accepting the job. Just the players. Players have made it really easy for our coaching staff. We have 2 new guys that were hired, along with our volunteer assistant, who's an alumnus, and Joe Beal, Jason Tapp, and Joe Dooley have done a phenomenal job stepping in.
Have you changed anything philosophy-wise from Nate? I mean, you were with Nate for a while. Is it kind of the same, or kind of tweak things? How about that question?
Some of the systems are, quite the same, to be up front. A couple of things that we've changed here and there as far as some personnel changes, which kind of comes in. Some guys that didn't play under the old regime are playing now, and kind of give those players a new life. And I think some of those guys have really kind of stepped up.
Well, I tell you what, it's not easy replacing Nate off the season that he had last year in the NCAA tournament run, but it looks like you have a team, do you think, that could make another kind of a run like that once you really get into conference play after the first of the year?
I think we stand a good chance. It's just a fact of how we're going to go into the into the break. We have 2 games left. We really have to get focused for these 2 games. They're going to be tremendously hard games, and I think it's going to be a good test.
Do you like going to Lake Placid?
I think it's last year was a great environment. Especially around my era. That was the time of the 1980 Olympic Games, and having a chance to meet Herb Brooks and get to know him. He was a class act.
Rick Bennett with us, the Union hockey coach. They get set for RPI on Saturday at 4 o'clock at Lake Placid. And then I got to ask you about the January 13th game outdoors at Fenway Park in Boston. Are you a Red Sox fan? Are you a Boston fan?
I'm a Red Sox fan through and through.
Whoa, this is awesome. So you must be thrilled. How about the opportunity for you to coach in a game like that outdoors and your players to play in that setting?
I think it's going to be phenomenal. If we can get Bobby Valentin on the bench, we'll take it.
And he hates the Yankees, by the way.
Good.
Do you think your guys will be pumped? I mean, that's going to be a little different playing outdoors.
Oh, it's going to be a whole different.
Maybe you're going to have some snow the night before.
I hope so. We're just trying to make this, a festive. I'm going to steal that little moniker from Lake Placid, but I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be just having the experience of playing in an outdoor game. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Was that the works for a while, Rick? How did this all happen?
I think it's we were trying to help Harvard out actually because their beanpot schedule, and one thing led to another. And a couple weeks ago, I got a call asking from their head coach Ted Donato, do you want to play at Fenway Park? And I think you know the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, you're off to a phenomenal start. I hope you get some guys healthy for the weekend. But good luck against RPI. Thanks so much for coming out here for a few minutes tonight. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks a lot, Roger. I appreciate it.
No problem, Rick. Thank you. Rick Bennett with us in the house tonight at the Recovery Sports Grill here in Rotterdam, enjoying the night, enjoying the Toys for Tots theme. We'll take a little short time out. We'll come back with John Palmieri, and don't forget to sign up for all the rants tonight. We're looking for ranters. We need 10 people signed up, and we've got some great prizes to give away. And the 2 sergeants that are in the house tonight will be the judges, and I know they're looking forward to that. So thanks again for coming out. We'll take a short break.